Hello, I'm Full Paragon, and this is your guide to re-rolling during the Konosuba Fantastic Days and Overlord banner. If you're joining us after this banner is over, don't worry, it'll still be mostly accurate, but you won't be able to get the extra rolls. But let's get into it and talk about exactly what we'll be looking for while you're re-rolling. This is the full reroll tier list. Here you can see which characters are the best when you are trying to re-roll. We'll start off with the triple S tier and go through the other two S tiers, and I'll summarize the other ones. So first of all, no. The best character to get while you're re-rolling isn't a collab character. Neither Ainz nor Shaltir are the best possible characters to get. That honor goes to Maid Leah. She is an OC to this game, but Maid Leah is incredibly strong. She has awesome buffs, is very tanky, and she's amazing in Arena. If you're going to re-roll and you're aiming for the best, she's it. Obviously, if you're a big Overlord fan, you'll want to get those collab characters first, but trust me, Maid Leah is going to put this game on easy mode and make clearing not just story mode, but dungeons and arena incredibly easy. Alright, these double S tier units will make starting the game incredibly easy. If you get one of them, feel free to just start playing. Any of these three will make the game much easier and will perform phenomenally well. Ainz is also in this tier. He's a great unit who provides alt gauge fill for your team, and he can buff himself with his ultimate, which you don't even have to spend any resources to unlock. That buff means that Ainz can steamroll most content all by himself, and along with Vanir, he can heal himself, which means you don't even need to bring a healer. Ainz will be able to solo most content all by himself. As far as Vanir goes, he plays very similarly to Ainz, but he's in a different element. If you have both of them, they work quite well together, although neither of them will play well with healers. Demons and undead in this game take damage if a healer tries to heal them, so don't try and run them along a healer like Aqua. As for Ainu Mia, she's incredibly tanky. You will need to run a healer alongside her, but that's pretty easy to acquire. Just run Silo, Aqua, or Amy, and she'll do just fine. She has some incredible buffs in her kit, as well as being very sturdy and being great in all content. Either Ainu Mia, Vanir, or Ainz will allow you to breeze through this game. I imagine most of you will shoot for Ainz, and even if you don't get Maid Leah, that's a pretty good start to the game. Right. As for the S tier units, Casual Leah, Axel Heart Silo, PJ Mia, and the original Mel, along with Shaltir, are all great options. I'll go over Shaltir first because I think most of you are really here for her. Shaltir is fragile, but she has amazing damage. Her ult is transformative, which means that it will stack with buffs, meaning that she can really blitz down foes. Like Ainz and Vanir, she can't be healed by healers, but has some self-sustain. Unfortunately, she's relatively fragile compared to them, but still she puts out enough damage that it's definitely worth it to run her. Casual Leah and PJ Mia are incredible, sturdy buffers. Leah and PJ Mia are just very strong characters because of how good both of their ults are. Those are abilities that you'll charge up over time. You'll figure it out as you play the game. Both of them are great options. They're not quite as good as Ainu Mia and Maid Leah, mostly because of their element. PJ Mia isn't as competitive in Arena, while Casual Leah works really well with wind, but not as much with other elements. Still, both of them will be able to breeze through most content. As far as Axel Heart Silo, she's the best healer that's in the permanent pool. She buffs both mages and physical units, and has a massive heal, while also providing a great agility buff. As far as Mel goes, she has some strong debuffs and buffs, and is a great DPS, and is top shelf in the meta, and will be for quite some time to come. If you get any of these S tier characters, you can go ahead and start playing the game. They'll still make things really easy, they're just not quite as good in other content as double S or triple S tier units are. Alright, as far as the rest go, A tier units are still quite strong and worth using. They just have something that's holding them back from being as awesome as S tier units. Maybe they're a little bit more niche or only work with a specific team comp, but they're still pretty decent, and if you use them, you'll definitely be able to get through the game no problem. Especially if you have a couple of them, they can lead to a strong team. Do note that in Konosuba Fantastic Days, you can't run two of the same face units. That means you can't run two Kazumas. You can only have one on your team at a time. So if you have more than one, you'll have to use the other as substitutes. As far as the B tier units go, they're still pretty good and can be useful to your team. C tier units are filler, and if you're just starting out, you can get some mileage out of them, but D tier units, by and large, are just awful. You can make do with them, but honestly, you're often better off using lower rarity units instead of them. Some of the welfare units you can get from the shop are going to be much better than them. As far as the Overlord, Cosma, and Darkness, they're also limited units and will be gone after this, but they're not really worth pursuing as they're not that great. Alright, when you start rerolling, it's very important that you log in with a guest account. While you won't want your account to remain a guest account, you'll want to link it to some sort of ability to save it, whether through Facebook, Apple, Google, or your Nexon ID. While you're rerolling, keep it as a guest account. It'll make things much faster and will make it easier for you to reset the account and keep rerolling without having to come up with a bunch of different emails or sign-in credentials. Click the Play Guest Account button and then you'll be able to get started. There's going to be a lot of stuff that you'll have to quickly skip through. Just keep pressing those buttons and you'll be able to get through it eventually. You can go through the tutorials and story, but while you're rerolling, go ahead and skip it. You'll be able to come back and view this stuff later. This first pull that you'll do is free and pulls from the permanent pool. That means you can't get collab characters like Ainz or Overlord Cosma, but you will get a free 10 roll. What it is random obviously. You'll get 10 different characters, most of them will be 2 or 3-star characters. 3-star characters have battle outfits and you'll have to click through all these little pop-ups to show that you've added these new characters, but just go through it quickly. You can check later to see if you've gotten something really good, as there's more rolls that you can be doing very shortly. Alright, time to pick a name for yourself. While you're rerolling, just pick something quick and easy. It can be as simple as a single letter or whatever you want to call yourself. Just keep moving on from here. You'll be able to change your name to what you want it to be later, although obviously you can't name yourself Reroll. Once more, there's a bunch of stuff that you'll have to click through. I'll speed this up so you don't have to see it all, but you'll have to deal with this each time you reroll. Then you'll get to the goodies that you want to be able to use. Now, since this is a collab, you get a lot of additional goodies. You get the strong start whatever, but that free weapon you're going to get is really nice. This Nazarick chant, choose whatever, it doesn't matter. Your reward is predetermined and which one you choose has no effect on this whatsoever. It'll ask you to connect your guest account. Don't do that just yet. We'll do that later once we get an account we know we want to keep. This other stuff is basically just more rewards. You can ignore it for now. I want you to go straight to recruit. Click through everything and go immediately to the recruit tab. Alright, there's a lot of different recruits and this is kind of confusing. Go to the recruit list and choose the Supreme 41 times recruit. This is free. You'll basically get to do 4 10 pulls and then the last one is a guaranteed 4-star. You can get more 4-stars, as I did in this pull. What you get is totally random. Sometimes you'll do all of your pulls and only get that last guaranteed 4-star. It just depends. What you're going to be doing is you're going to keep doing this with all of your rolls until you get a set that you're satisfied with. I suggest that you keep going until you either get the collab character that you really want, or you get made Leah or another double S tier unit, and keep that account as it will make your progress in the game much easier. Now, in my last pull here, obviously I got Ainumiya, who's really great. Combined with some of the other 4-stars I got, this is a pretty good start. So I might want to keep this account, but in this case I'm going to reset it so that you'll know how to keep re-rolling in case you don't get what you want on the first go. Click on the menu button and then go to Profile. Under Profile there's a Remove Account button. Click on that and then you have to type in Reset Account. It has to have those capital letters or it won't work. Once you've typed in Reset Account, it will take you back to the main screen and remove the guest account. Don't do this if you got an account you wanted. It will be gone forever if it's just a guest account. And then you're right back to the main screen and you can continue re-rolling. Keep using guest accounts until you get what you want. Assuming you've gone through all that and got an account you wanted, use the Switch Account button. Once you click that, choose whichever one of the Facebook, Google, Apple, or Nexon ID you wish to use to link your account. I already have a Google account, so I can't use that to link, but a Nexon ID, Apple, or Facebook will work just as well. Just create an account or sign in with an existing one, and you'll be good to go. Remember, only use this if you want to keep the account. If you're using an account you want to keep re-rolling, don't bother with this, just chuck it in the bin. Now, there are some other ways you can get additional resources once you have an account you like. Using the mailbox and then accept all gifts button will give you enough for about 5 rolls. You can save them up for a 10 roll or just wait. You can also watch these stories to get more quartz as well. Clicking on the panel missions will show you some objectives to get special rewards, including a 4-star ticket or a unique item from the collab. Clicking on that collab banner, once you've cleared some milestones, will also allow you to get more rewards, although you'll have to unlock them over time, such as by adding Albedo to your party by clearing quests. You can also go to the missions tab. There are some newbie missions that will give you enough for a 10-fold, and of course your daily quest will be able to give you some additional resources. You can also get some stamina here, although early on it isn't really necessary as you'll get way more stamina you need to advance. Still, this is a good source of more rolls if you want to get just a few more in. Clicking on the story tab will give you more quartz. By viewing these stories, you'll be able to collect 30 quartz for each one you view. It adds up to quite a bit once you've viewed all of them. You can either skip through them or watch it. I wouldn't suggest watching most of the Konosuba tab ones, just watch the anime instead. It's a much better interpretation of the story. Or if you're a book reader, you can read the light novels. This just isn't a great way to experience it. Still, the event or character quests can be kind of amusing, so you can watch those if you'd like. That's the video, thanks for watching. I've got a lot of guides on this channel that can help you out as you're getting started in Konosuba Fantastic Days. You can check my channel for playlists and recommendations, as well as unit analysis and tier lists. I hope all of you have good luck in your rerolls, and it doesn't take you too many to get just what you're looking for. Welcome to Konosuba Fantastic Days. I hope you enjoy your time here.